New York City's future feels more uncertain than ever, as the city faces a crossroads that could shape its identity for generations to come. This uncertainty is especially pronounced for its Jewish residents, who have long called New York home and contributed to its vibrant culture and diversity. Scott Feltman, executive vice president of the One Israel Fund, has recently raised alarms about the potential mayoral run of Zohran Mamdani, a figure whose political rise has sparked deep concern. Feltman warns that Mamdani's associations with extremist ideologies could have dangerous consequences for the city. Importantly, Feltman emphasizes that his concern isn't rooted in Mamdani's faith or background but rather in his reported connections to groups like Hamas and Hezbollah, organizations widely recognized for their violent tactics and threats to public safety, both in New York and around the world. Tensions escalated after a recent incident at a mosque event, where hateful rhetoric was voiced and, according to witnesses, Mamdani failed to challenge or condemn it. This silence has only intensified the community's fears and sense of vulnerability. For many New Yorkers, this issue goes far beyond politics. It's about the safety of their families, the normalization of hate, and the values that define the city. With anti-Semitic attacks on the rise and hate crimes making headlines, the Jewish community sees this moment as a critical fight to keep New York a safe haven for all its residents, regardless of background or belief. Feltman's warning is more than just a political statement. It's a heartfelt plea for leadership that rejects violence, stands up to hate, and works tirelessly to protect every community in New York City. The phrase, "globalize the Intifada," has become a flashpoint in the debate over Mamdani's candidacy. For many, it's not a call for justice, but a chilling echo of violent campaigns that targeted Jews worldwide. The Intifadas were marked by bloodshed, and invoking them signals to some a willingness to spread that violence. Mamdani's initial reluctance to condemn the slogan deepened mistrust, with later clarifications seen as political maneuvering. This controversy exposes a dangerous trend, repackaging violent rhetoric as progressive speech. Scott Feltman calls it a direct threat, putting the Jewish community on high alert. The debate over these words is now a test of leadership and the city's values. The Jewish community's fears are grounded in a surge of real-world violence. Recent attacks, like the murder of Israeli embassy staffers in D.C. and violence at a pro-Israel rally in Colorado, show how extremist rhetoric can turn deadly. These aren't distant headlines, they're personal threats that confirm the dangers of normalizing hate. When political figures echo extremist language, it blurs the line between speech and incitement. Mamdani's platform to defund the police adds to the anxiety, especially as hate crimes rise. For many, reducing police presence now feels reckless and leaves vulnerable communities exposed. The combination of inflammatory rhetoric and weakened security is a recipe for fear. The roots of these anxieties stretch back to America's universities, where radical ideologies have flourished for decades, shaping the minds of generations of students. These campuses, often seen as centers of free thought and debate, have also become hotbeds for polarizing beliefs that can spill far beyond their gates. Scott Feltman points to campus culture as a breeding ground for anti-Israel and anti-Semitic narratives, where activism sometimes crosses the line into open hostility. Student protests, heated classroom debates, and social media campaigns all contribute to an environment where these ideas can take root and spread rapidly. Graduates bring these views into city politics, normalizing slogans like "from the river to the sea" and "globalize the Intifada." These once fringe ideas are now echoed in city council meetings and public rallies, influencing the tone and direction of local government. Jewish students have faced harassment for supporting Israel, a warning sign for the broader community. Their experiences highlight how campus tensions can foreshadow larger societal rifts, making many feel unsafe or unwelcome in their own city. The rise of Mamdani is seen as the political result of years of academic indoctrination, where ideas once confined to lecture halls now shape policy and leadership. This shift signals a new era in city politics, driven by the values and beliefs fostered on campus. Leaders like Feltman fear that campus hostility is now shaping city leadership, threatening Jewish safety. They warn that unchecked campus rhetoric can have real-world consequences, eroding trust and security for vulnerable communities. The pipeline from university activism to City Hall is a direct concern for New York's future, raising urgent questions about the city's direction and the safety of its diverse communities. At this pivotal crossroads, the Jewish community is raising its voice, calling for principled leadership and a renewed, unwavering commitment to safety for all. In a city as vibrant and diverse as New York, these calls echo through every neighborhood, reminding us of the values that have long defined this place. Their plea isn't about creating division or sowing discord. Instead, it's a heartfelt appeal to protect New York's proud tradition of tolerance, inclusion, and mutual respect. They believe that only by standing together can we ensure that every community feels safe and valued. The community is asking for leaders who unite, not incite, who bring people together rather than drive them apart. They want those in power to reject all forms of hate, including anti-Semitism, and to set an example of integrity and compassion for the entire city. The ultimate goal is a city where Jewish identity and every identity is safe and respected, not under threat or attack. It's about ensuring that families can walk their neighborhoods with pride, and that children grow up in an environment of acceptance. Speaking out now is seen as essential to preserving the city's pluralism and the freedoms that make New York unique. Silence, they believe, is not an option when the city's core values are at stake. The debate over Mamdani is about more than one person. It's about the very soul of New York. Will it remain a beacon of safety, hope, and opportunity for all who call it home, or will it falter in the face of division? The community urges every New Yorker to choose leaders who protect every resident, uphold the city's legacy of inclusion, and keep New York a true home for everyone, now and for generations to come.